Thank you for the opportunity to present today. We're going to talk about some EBSCO ebooks, and ebooks have seemed to become very popular over the last month or so just because of the current situation, and the access to E is been preferred at a lot of libraries. So we did have there's a variety of SUNY libraries right now that do subscribe to our ebook academic collection, and then we made it available for about 90 days during the end of the school year, so that's just coming to an end. But I'm going to discuss a different variety of ways to buy ebooks, and so that you can see why EBSCO ebooks are preferred at a lot of libraries. So can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So why choose EBSCO ebooks? So EBSCO, recently we've put a big emphasis on accessibility, and we just won the Aspire ebook accessibility audit. We got 100%, which is the only company to do that. So we do have a whole team of librarians at EBSCO that do work on accessibility, so that we're staying up to the standards as much as we can, making the interface as usable as possible by all users in the library. So we're pretty proud of that. The Aspire Award, and if anybody wants a copy of what that looks like, I can send that over to you. So recently, for the COVID-19, we have a bunch of resources that are available. We were able to partner with a lot of different publishers to make unlimited access for a lot of books that were at one user price that were purchased by libraries. So new purchases were able to be purchased at a one user price and go into unlimited user in perpetuity. There is a list of publishers. If anybody wants to see what they are, we can send those along as well. I had already mentioned the subscription access, and then we'd also offered a basic version of Faculty Select, which is more OER material for textbook use. So maximizing the access to the own titles. This is one of a big thing that we had is a lot of sites have the one book, one user, one book, three user, and we had a lot of requests to please list those as unlimited. So we did call the publishers and get those done, so there's less and less turnaways for libraries to have to work with. Hopefully that was a benefit for all the libraries in SUNY and everywhere else that's joining the call.
Where's your computer?
I'm sorry, did somebody say? Okay. EBSCO ebooks. So our continued focus is on accessibility. This is, as I mentioned before, the Accessibility Award we won. We are WACG 2.0 level compliant. And if you need a VPAT, we've had a lot of requests for VPATs. We have those available for you if you want those. And in this year, we'll advance to the WCAG 2.1 AA compliance. So we're pretty excited about that. And then there's the Aspire Award, EBSCO at the top. I've talked about that. And then, so an overview. So as far as ebooks available, we have them in many formats, which we'll go into. But we have over 1.6 million multidisciplinary ebooks from top publishers, with many different flexible acquisition models. Some of those one book, one user, one book, three users, unlimited, which pretty much all publishers have. And then we have had a huge push to get more DRM-free. So we have over 225,000 ebooks that are DRM-free now. The value of that is you don't need to log into Adobe Digital Editions. The end user can just go to the ebook, download it right to their device without any restrictions at all. So it makes it a lot better for everybody to get that DRM-free content, and we continue to grow that. So I think we started out about a year and a half ago with around 70,000 ebooks, and now we're up to about 225, and that list continues to grow. And then we do have demand-driven acquisition, either for purchase, for short-term loan, with a designated of short-term loans followed by a purchase. So if you would like a demand-driven acquisition account, we can do that either through Gobi or directly through our EBSCO Host Collection Manager. And there's concurrent access is also available. This has been popular at a couple sites where you buy an ebook. It's typically less expensive than an unlimited user model, and it's available for typically around 325 to 365 uses per year. So it pretty much gives unlimited access. We rarely ever have anybody hit that peak of 365 where it will turn off. If that does happen, you have the option to either buy another copy if you would want to do that, or you can wait until the anniversary date of the purchase and then you get another 365 uses. And then subscriptions. So this is what's been very popular, the ebook academic subscription. Maximized access because it's all unlimited, no turnaways, which is great not to worry about. The meet your content needs, and then leverage value. So the annual subscription rate is just a small fraction of the purchase. I don't know if we have the numbers recently, but it's over $1 million worth of ebooks for sometimes a few $1,000s to a year to around $15,000. So if you're already subscribing, you have access to the usage data, which hopes to justify the renewal. We have that data. If you need it from us, we're happy to pull it. Everybody's able to pull it through their EBSCO admin account. But we can do that. Purchase high-use ebooks. So we do have a discount program for the highest use ebooks in that collection in case you want to keep them forever. And we can run that report if a library wishes to see that. We're happy to do that. And then we have some added subscription collections in high demand areas. So we have some in business and in education and nursing, and we just recently came out with one in psychology. So it's a nice smaller set of subject specific ebooks that are more current and available for unlimited use. So what sets EBSCO ebooks apart is the more ebooks. So we have a larger collection than some of our competitors, higher quality ebooks, the greater purchase value, true publication years. So when you look at ebooks in our ebook collection, so we display the publication from the MARC record, which is important. There's other publishers that put the publication date from the date that it became electronic, which is kind of not a true reflection of that actual publication year. So when you see a date in our ebooks, that's the actual date of publication, not when it became an electronic format. So if it's a book from 1980 and it became electronic in 2000, we reflect that 1980 date just so that it keeps it correct, so that the end users aren't misled by the publication year. All right, and then this is some of our subscription collections. I did mention the big academic collection here. I'll go into that quickly. And there's 203,529 titles now. It continues to grow. OAT titles, the choice OAT titles are in there. There's the parent publishers, so Taylor and Francis Wiley, the ones that you figure you would want to hear about. And then we also have 170 plus university presses, including some of the most popular there in that collection. Again, these are all unlimited usage. Here's a few highlights. So if you want to see, we can send anybody a title list that they want, and it breaks it out pretty nicely by publisher, title, BISAC, subject heading, and a variety of other areas, dates, and things like that. Okay, so as far as the LC class coverage, we broke it down into a few of these LC classes and put the sum of unlimited purchase price if you were to purchase all these ebooks in unlimited, and you can see it totals up to a lot of $10 million plus for those ebooks that are available through the subscription for just thousands of dollars instead. There it is, 38 million total between all of those, and 203,000 ebooks in that collection. So, and then there's a comparison. If anybody needs a direct comparison, we can run title list comparisons. If you're currently using the Academic Complete and you want to see a comparison to ours, we can give you overlap titles, unique titles, whatever you would need to look at those and see how they compare to each other. So we're happy to do that. Oh, I should mention the stability with quarterly editions. So we add new ebooks each quarter throughout the year, but we only do removals twice a year. So those removals are typically between semesters, and January and July are preferred. We usually send out an advance notice about 6 weeks ahead of time, and we can let you know which titles are going to be removed. And if you see the titles are going to be removed, we can also offer you a discount if you would like those to end up being a purchase that you'd like to keep in your collection forever. That would be something that's up to you, but it's an easy report for us to run. We just need to know you want us to run it. And then this is an example of some of the different titles that we have in there. And then we have a lot of other, we have an Arabic collection, business, Canadian collection, which might be good for some of those border states. I'm in Buffalo, it's almost Canada, so there's probably a lot of Canadian students in the area. And then clinical, which is one of the nursing collections, community college, which is a great collection for the community college students. It's something that weeds out a lot of the higher end, more scholarly content that would be more appropriate for community college students. There's not much of a price difference between the community college collection and the whole academic ebook collection. But some of the libraries that we've talked to over time have said that, you know, we have too many high-end ebooks in the academic collection. So we'd like something smaller for the community college students. So we do have that collection for them. The education collection has been really popular. And it is, my slide is not working correctly, but it's a variety of probably around 12,000 ebooks that are dedicated just to the education field. Engineering Core is another collection that's available. And then the Harvard Business Review Press Collection. This has become very popular. When we first came out with this and partnered with Harvard, the pricing was a little bit out of control. So the sales showed it, and we took that back to Harvard, and we said, hey, the pricing's a little bit high for this. Can we do something to adjust it? And they came back and said, sure, we can definitely do something to adjust that to make it more affordable to more libraries. So it's a yearly subscription. It, again, is unlimited concurrent access users, and there are new ebooks added each year. So some of the subjects that we have in here, or excuse me, the number of ebooks is 652, and there's new ones added. This is not a collection that shrinks because it's all HBR content, so there's nothing else that really competes with it out there. 159 of the books are front list ebooks, and these are the type of books that you see on, you know, Barnes and Noble shelves, or some of your library shelves probably have these, but this is the whole ebook in the palm of your hand or in the computer screen for you to use and download. And then this is some of the subject areas, so very popular in business management, leadership, and strategic planning, organizational behavior, you know, personal success. So it covers the gamut, and it's very quality material that is used at a lot of libraries. All right, and these are some of the more popular titles that can be found in the HBR Press collection. And then we have a few others. So there's the history collection, nursing collection, psychology. This is a new one that we just released. It's about 700 titles in psychology. It's been very popular, and it's not a big price on it either. And then there is a Religion Connect collection, and then finally a University Press collection. So when you have the academic collection, which is a large variety across many subjects, sometimes sites have more focused collections like they need in business. So we've made these other ones available, and there are more on the way that we'll be coming out with. These have been very popular, so you'll see those coming out in the future. All right, so let me just see. Okay, so some highlights. Our interface has gone over a variety of different enhancements over time. And so I'm just going to point out some of the latest highlights that we've done that have been well received in the field and in the market. Google Drive feature. So we now have Google Drive available right on the interface. So when a student goes there, a lot of them, I know both of my sons use Google Drive, so this is very handy for them, but they can just put the book right into Google Drive, and it gives you your page limit if there is a page limit in the book. This one, there's 100, so they can export this. They can save full text chapters and DRM-free, and they never expire for DRM-free. So also another one is, Google Authentication. So Google Authentication is newer, and it just needs to be set up. If that's something that's available at the library and they can use, they can just go into the books using Google Authentication. The auto-citation is a really neat feature that everybody seems to like a lot. So when a user copies the text from an ebook and pastes it into another document, like a Word document or whatever it might be, it includes the APA and MLA style. Right when they copy and paste, they don't have to do anything else. It's all done for them. And the user can change the format to any of these other ones that they want to. APA and MLA seem to be the most popular, so we've left them like that. But it's a really cool feature for end users when, instead of having to go back and find the citation, it brings it along right with them. Search within options. So we've changed the search within a little bit. When you go in, you can do a search within an ebook. So in this case, anti-apartheid, and then you can see the relevancy order in there. And it highlights the words within the text, shows you the page number, the number of results by chapter, and then down below that is the different page numbers. So it's pretty cool functionality. Right now, when you do search an ebook, they are laid out in that you're searching the whole ebook at once. With this, you can go in and really pick apart the ebook to find exactly what you're looking for. Maybe it's just a chapter, or you just need a quick quote from a book. This is a quick and easy way to find that. Whoops. So smartphone optimization, it's now fully, EBSCOhost altogether is fully responsive. We have a new app that's out for EBSCOhost in general. And then users, it's amazing how many people use their smartphones to read books, to write papers, and do everything else. So we have a lot of usability studies that we do with students, and some students, while they're waiting in line for their Chipotle meal, they will start to do some research on their phone. And so we've built an app for EBSCOhost. But with the EBSCO eBooks, you can search it through the app, or you don't even need to use the app, because if they go to the library website, then the EBSCO eBooks are fully responsive to download right to your device. And there's no need for a separate login or account, and no need for an Adobe ID. So link directly to ebook full text. This is a new enhancement that we just released probably 6 or 8 months ago. So basically what happens when end users were getting to a list of ebooks in EBSCOhost is they'd see the ebooks and they would see the title, and they would expect that when they click the title, they would end up right into the full text. Instead, they come to a page that's a detail page. So it gives them, this is probably more for us that are used to using this. So, hey, we want to see the details about the page, but students kind of want to go right to the full text. So we've been able to change it, and the display goes right into the full text of the ebook. And this is a setting that is available to you through EBSCO admin, and it can be changed to have it land either way. So if you still like the citation page, you can have it that way. Or if you want it to go right into the full text of the ebook, you can have it that way. It's up to you. Just have to let us know if you want us to change it, or you're welcome to change it on your own through EBSCO admin. The other neat thing that it does is it gives you the permissions right on the page. So when a user gets here, they see the permissions and availability. It will tell you 100 pages, copy and paste allowed, download allowed, and then the ebook availability. So that was a big thing that we kept hearing, is we can never tell how many ebooks are available in this collection. So we have made this available right in front of the user's eyes, so that they see there's 1 of 3 copies that are available. Okay, so the DRM-free download, this is also a pretty cool feature that we've added. So when you go into the EBSCO eBooks, any of them, you can download a chapter. I know a lot of students, when they go in from our usability studies, they don't typically download a whole ebook. They just want to download a chapter. So we've made the chapters DRM free, so they don't need any authentication. They can just take the chapter and go with them if they want to. And then the DRM free ebooks, which I had mentioned earlier, over 230,000 titles now, 44,000 of those are frontlist, which are ideal. And then there's 180 parent publishers. So this is going to continue to grow. It's a full download in a few clicks and no sign-in into my EBSCO host. So in Gobi and in the EBSCO host collection manager, we have a couple different ways that you can go and you can search and you can just pull back only DRM-free content if you want. So if the library is not interested in titles that have Adobe to sign in, because Adobe can be cumbersome sometimes, we do have the DRM-free titles that do not require an Adobe ID login. So it makes it a lot easier for end users to get into those. We've been encouraging more and more publishers to come on board and join the growing trend of going more DRM-free. So we expect to add a lot more titles in the future for this. This is just a quick scatter shot of the different publishers that are in here now as far as DRM-free. So you can see some of the larger ones, Wolters, Kluwer Lippincott, and De Gruyter, and then we've got some university presses in here from around the world. So it's going to continue to grow. It's pretty exciting. And then you can get the DRM-free, you can get them Gobi, ECM, or Oasis. I know there's a variety of libraries that use different platforms to get their ebooks. There is a way that we can, any titles, we can let you know what it would take to get them to DRM-free. If that's something that you would like to do for an auto upgrade, sometimes it's a small cost to do that, but we're happy to take your list and let you know if you want to move those to DRM-free just to make it easier on the end users. And this is just a screenshot from Gobi just to show the DRM-free designation that's found in there. And this is the EBSCO Host Collection Manager. If you use that, it's the EBSCO version of our book ordering, kind of like our mini Amazon of books. And we also have the DRM-free designation in there. Okay. On the permissions, this is how they will show: unlimited copies available, download allowed, and then unlimited chapter downloads. This is where all the DRM-free downloads for the individual chapters are. So students can download those and take them away just in an instance, and then they're on to their next task that they need to accomplish. So you can, this is the DRM-free download. You just click download, PDF or EPUB, depending on which is better for you. Mobile devices, it's better to have the EPUB. And then you just click download and you're done. So it's quick and easy. Ongoing training and support. We have tons of training, lots of videos and PowerPoints that can take you through any of the services with EBSCO eBooks. We also have some librarians on staff at EBSCO that do the training, so they can talk the same language. It's not a sales pitch at all. It's to help you with either using ECM or Gobi or just EBSCO eBooks in general, or to help your end users. So we can set you up with that if anybody's interested. And then usage reports. So we have a lot of new usage reports in EBSCO admin, and the subscription usage report, ebook title usage report, which we're going to take a look at. And then you can just go and set this up, pick your parameters. Everybody has access to this through EBSCO admin. If you need any help, please let us know. We're happy to help out with any of the title usage. So if you don't feel like jumping through the hoops of figuring out how to pull these reports, we're all pretty skilled in pulling them pretty quickly, so we can always get those over to you. And then we do have documentation on how to access the ebook title reports. If you want that, we can always send you to the EBSCO Host Connect, but Nancy Grimaldi and Amy Levine are both happy to help out with any usage reports that you would need for this as a mod. And then Rapid MARC service is another new feature in the EBSCO eBooks. So one of the things that we've heard complaints about a little bit is a faster way to get the MARC records. So what this is, it's a faster connection to get those MARC records for you. It works for new orders and subscription title edition. So anything that's added to the subscription, we can get those for you. The only part that is a kind of a little bit of a negative on it is it doesn't work for the DDA, short-term loan, and subscription title removals. we still need to use OCLC for those to get those title pulls. So it's great for adding the new MARC records as quickly as possible, but maybe not for getting rid of them at all. So it is a complement to and not a replacement for the OCLC collection manager, and it's also a free service. So there is a little link here that can take you to the EBSCO Connect, which is our help page, to give you more information on that, if that's something that you would be interested in.
Jim, I'm sorry to jump in. I want to make sure we have some time for questions.
Yeah, I think I'm just at the end, so I think we're
Okay.
good. Yeah, so we can end there, and it was there was a lot of slides in that PowerPoint, so sorry about that. But I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. I'll just go to the beginning of this and let it sit there. So does anybody have any questions?
There's some questions in the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Nancy's been in there and answering some as well. Let's see.
And I apologize, I finally made it on.
Oh, hey, Nancy.
I'm here. I'm so sorry. I was
Don't be
on social
sorry.
yesterday. I was on the keynote this morning or earlier today, and for some reason I had trouble, so apologies. There is a question about Google authentication. So you do need to check your admin settings and enable personal user authentication. So that's something, if you're familiar with admin, you can do, or you can feel free to email me and Grimaldi at ebsco.com, or our customer satisfaction at support@ebsco.com. And I think there's another question. I'm not sure I understand this. I meant DDA model. Can you have mediated purchasing to manage costs?
Yeah, I can. Hey guys. Hey Jim, Mustafa here. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Mustafa.
Hey, Mustafa, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Jim. So if you have really high-priced ebooks, because I'm sorry if you already talked about this. So the demand-driven model. How do you prevent just purchasing, just crazy wild purchasing of materials? For something that's high cost, the request is made for the book, but then you have to put a hold on whether you buy it or not. In other words, if it's like really, I'm not quite sure exactly how the DDA model works.
So in the DDA, you have a choice ahead of time of the price of titles that you want in there. So when you do a search on, we'll say history, you want some history books. So you do the search on history, you can limit that search by price. So if you don't want books in the DDA that are $300 or $100 or whatever it is, you can limit it so you only get books of a certain price in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good. That helps.
Yeah, so you can limit by publication. There's a ton of different limiters that you can use to get the pool of books really refined to only books that you would actually want to bring into the library for the right price.
Okay, thanks.
I will add to questions about DDA. You determine what you put into the DDA. You can also change titles out. So to the end user, those titles appear to be in your collection, but the purchase is not triggered until there's meaningful use. So there's 10 minutes of movement, a print, a download.
Thanks, Nancy. Good to know.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a question from Diane. Do you still need to log into your EBSCO account to download the entire ebook? Yes, you do, unless it's a DRM-free, and then you do not need to. And for those DRM-free chapters, you don't need to log into your EBSCO host either.
Right, and it is almost 2 o'clock, so I'm afraid we're going to have to stop here. We do have presentations on tracks 1 through 5 starting at 2. Thank you very much, Jim and Nancy, for sharing your expertise. And
yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, there's plenty of chatter in the chat about how much we appreciate those ebooks and the new features you've implemented too. So thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.